Well, hello. Welcome to I'm Right. The show will be starting in about 2 minutes or so. So if you're listening to this in replay, you can just go and fast forward past this and all will be good. But if you're here live and you're here live right now, I can see you in the audience. So hello, May, and hello, really, Charlie. Thanks for being here so early. Thank you so much. You guys know the plan, so I'm going to stop talking and the show will start in just a few minutes. Just about 1 minute and we'll get stuff started. We're getting stuff put in the fortune cookie. That takes a little bit. It sure does. Yes, it does. But the show will start in a few minutes, and if you're new to Fireside, there's a couple of things you can do. You can hit any of the emojis across the bottom at any time, and we will hear them and see them. But I think I'm going to get ready to start the show, so we'll be here on video in just a moment. Woo! Look at that, it's
Hey.
video.
It is us.
We got video. Can you believe it?
We do. Welcome, everyone.
We're live.
We are live, and this is I'm Right,
I'm right,
but I'm really right.
but I am right.
I'm really right.
You
And
know.
I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
And I'm Anthony Cordova.
Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, May. Thank you, Dave and Sam. Thank you, Career. I don't think I've seen Career in the
Career.
audience
Hello,
before.
Career.
And
Nice to
really,
meet you.
Charlie.
And really, Charlie. Maybe, I popped in real quick in the green room, and I think that Dave and Sam are going to, have an exciting show tonight.
Don't they
all
always?
types of entertainment.
They always do.
I think that was a sneak peek.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll
We'll have
see.
to tune in and see.
Yes, we will. We will. So, Jill, what are we talking about tonight? What is it we're talking about?
Well, I just want to say, before I say what the topic is, that this isn't us.
It isn't
It-
us.
it's
How,
not- it's
how do I
not
know? You
our-
haven't told me the topic yet.
It's not our situation. But the topic is when your partner has a problem with your weight loss or weight gain.
Oh. Okay. Problems with weight loss, or when your partner has a problem with your weight loss or weight
Weight gain.
gain.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to bring up something interesting. Well, first of all, I'm going to say that I love you no matter what size you are, Jill. So,
And yes,
so
yes, you do. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
good. I'm
And I
I'm
love you
good.
no matter
Um,
what size you are.
Thank you. I do appreciate that because I think at my heaviest since we were together, I think I'm supposed to be 5'10", but I think I shrank about an inch in the last several years. So I might be 5'9" now or 5'9.5". I don't know. But as you get older, your body starts to shrink. And
Oh
mine
boy,
is,
that's not good news
I
for
guess,
me.
shorter.
I'm 4'11".
Yeah. So at my heaviest since we've been married, I probably weighed about 189, maybe 190 at the heaviest.
Well, the heaviest I
And
was 20 pounds ago. As many fire sires, no, I've lost 20 pounds since I started doing Weight With Me on Fireside.
uh,
And I've managed to keep the 20. It goes up and down, of course, but I've managed to keep 20 pounds down
oh,
off.
that is
And
good.
that's
That's
absolutely
good.
the heaviest I've ever been in my entire
Yeah,
life.
that is excellent. But so we're not talking about us. We're
Right.
talking about other people.
Yes, because I have witnessed people who they really love each other, and then the one person in the couple,
Yeah.
um and it's been both scenarios where one person lost weight, like they had been, you know, feeling insecure because of their weight all their entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And by society standards, I'll say it that way, they were obese.
Mm-hmm.
So one day they decided they were going to do something about it, but really because they wanted to feel good about themselves, and they wanted to be healthier because they started what triggered them to want to lose the weight was they started having health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I just also want to point out that just because a person's overweight doesn't mean that they have health issues either.
Mm-hmm.
So all of their numbers can be totally normal.
Right.
So anyway, and when it was the woman in this case, and she lost, I think maybe 60 pounds, 50 pounds, somewhere in there. And she felt great about herself. She looked great about herself. But guess what? Her partner had a fit.
Had a fit.
A fit.
A fit.
Yes.
A fit.
Once the
Like a fit, like a tantrum, like
a
oh
hissy
my
fit.
God. Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Like, what are you doing? And
Mhm.
they were convinced, the partner was convinced that she must be, must have her eyes on someone else because she did something for
Oh.
herself. And
So
he couldn't handle it.
So
he
he
was
was
like, I like my
insecure.
women the size
Well-
you were. Why'd you have to change?
well, I immediately said then he was insecure, but maybe it was just that. Maybe he just liked a woman that was heavier.
Maybe. But wouldn't you want your partner, if you really love someone, wouldn't you want them to be healthy?
Well, you would think, and I'm glad you brought that up. I was in a relationship with someone for a while, for maybe a total of 2 years, and
Ooh, they almost made your 2-year mark.
we're not even going to get into that tonight. That's a whole nother story. We're not going to get into that.
Okay.
But but I was, I typically weigh anywhere. I'll fluctuate between 172 and 182. Okay. But this person wanted me to be closer to 200 pounds.
Oh.
And really, I got my heaviest when I was in a relationship with her. I got up to about 198.
So you actually said okay?
No, I didn't say okay. I didn't say okay, but she kept feeding me.
Ah.
Yeah, eat this, eat this, eat
So
this.
that
Let's go.
old
Let's go to
saying
the
that-
restaurant.
that
Let's go here.
The
Let's
way
go
to
there.
a man's heart is through the stomach.
No, that
worked-
wasn't.
That
no,
worked for you?
No. No. That didn't work. But let's go to the restaurant. Let's go eat this. Let's go. Let's do that. Always eat. So I was like, no, this is unhealthy for me. And actually, that's when I found out I was a diabetic.
Oh.
I didn't know before then. And that's when I found out. So,
But maybe she just wanted you to take her out to eat.
no, she said she liked men that were heavier.
Okay.
So she trying to get me to gain weight. And then I was, oh, no, I can't do this anymore. Well, actually, when I found out I had diabetes, I had to be hospitalized. And um, when your numbers really go way, way high and out of control, the weight starts just falling off. And I lost probably 20 pounds in 2 weeks.
Oh, goodness.
Not a good way to lose weight.
Did the person stick by you during that time?
Again, that's a whole nother story that I don't really want to get into, but I do know I was saying, I'm really sick. I have to go to the hospital. I was so sick that I couldn't drive myself to the hospital. So I asked her to take me to the hospital. And she was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
You're
my
fine.
goodness.
And I was like, no, I'm really sick. I need to go to the hospital. And you know how when you go to the emergency room, they'll keep you waiting like
hours
for
and
hours
hours
and
and
hours and
hours.
hours.
Yes.
Well, they kept me, I told them what my symptoms were, and I did not know that I was a diabetic. But I told them what all my symptoms were, and they pricked my finger and took my blood pressure. And this is before I even got in I'm still in the waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they did that, they took me straight in.
Because your levels were probably crazy.
Yeah, it was like 650.
Ooh.
Something like that. And they kept asking me questions like, do you know who you are? Do you know what year it is? Do you know?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, why are you
I've been
asking me
asked
these
those
silly
questions.
why are you
Yes.
asking me these silly questions? So, but so some people do, that's what they like. For everybody, has, not everybody, but most people have, a type or a certain build. They like, the person they're with. So some people do like people that are heavier
Or thinner. Like
or thinner. Yes.
I remember before I met you, I weighed about 105, and the church that I was attending at the time, the women, I don't know what it was about the women there. They just didn't like having single women around, I guess, because they were always trying
Yeah,
to
you would try to
play.
steal their man, Jill.
I wouldn't try to steal
You
their
would
man. That was
steal
their
their
man. I want my own man. I don't like sharing
That's
men.
how you get your own man. You take somebody else's.
No, not me. So anyway, they were always trying to fix not only me up, but like we had a whole singles ministry of single women, and they were trying to fix all of us up. And so one time,
I remember that singles ministry.
Mm-hmm.
You had me write something for you for that singles ministry.
I did?
Yes, you did.
I do not recall.
Yes, you said, hey, you need to write something for me because you were going to be speaking in front of the singles ministry. And I wrote something like, I can't even remember what I wrote.
I do remember speaking in front of it, but
yeah,
it was my
I wrote,
words.
I wrote a poem for you to open with.
Oh, okay. I was like, you didn't write my speech
As
for me.
singles, sometimes we don't know which way to go.
Oh, you remember it?
No, I don't remember it all. But I have it. I still have it.
Well, one time we'll have to do a show about singles ministries, because I did it because it was after my divorce and I wanted to improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wasn't in a group to find a man. I was in the group to improve myself and really figure out who I am and who I want to be. But anyway, I digress. So one of the women that wanted me, one of the women that wanted to fix me up, thought of a single guy that attended the church, and he was pudgy, but I weighed 105 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 4'11", and he told them that I was too big.
Huh?
He told them I was too big.
You weighed 105?
105, yes. And when you met me, I was working out. I was
105
walking every day
at
for
4'11",
which is a good.
and you were too big.
I was too big for him.
That's insane. Anyway,
So there are some
bye,
people.
boy.
Well, I don't. I find if yes, people have things that they like and don't like, but I guess I have a problem with superficial things. You know,
Well,
I think that's
again,
superficial.
like I said earlier, it is okay, I think, for a person to have their preferences. I mean, people have their preference.
Yes,
I mean,
but
really,
but maybe they should pay attention to more of who the person
they
is.
can. But if that person doesn't fit into their preference, why continue?
Maybe they should get different preferences.
Maybe they shouldn't.
I
maybe
mean, like,
maybe they shouldn't.
I'm-
Well,
let me say it this-
some men, we don't even have to put this in men or women. It could be anything. But some people like other people that, they might like someone that's blonde, or they might like someone that has natural hair, or they might like people that are 6 foot tall or above.
I understand
That's just
all
what
of that.
they like.
I understand all of that. But at the same time, if someone who's beautiful and fits all of that, that the person thinks they're beautiful, but then they get to know them and they have a horrible personality, or they're mean, doesn't that take away from their beauty?
Well,
And likewise, if there's something that's really great about them,
no.
then maybe they look better to you.
Physically, it does not take away from their
Yes,
beauty,
it does.
but
It
mentally,
absolutely does.
it does. Okay, so mentally it does, but not physically. Other people will still see that person and say, "Oh, they're beautiful."
Other people, but
Other people, but
if someone I thought was beautiful turns out to just be a horrible person,
that
and
changes
mean,
your mind.
that changes my mind
changes
about their
your
beauty.
mind. But I know several people that have had many, 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 many bad relationships. One after another, after another, after another, after another. And the reason is they do have a type and they do like the pretty people. So if they're pretty, that's their that's their criteria. They're just pretty, and they choose a person because they're pretty. That's what they like. Now, it ends up bad because their picker is off, as you would say, Jill. But still, people have a type. They have what they like and don't like, and they have a right to have that. Now,
Yeah,
whether it's
I'm
right
not
or
saying
wrong,
they shouldn't have a right to it. I guess I've never had a type. In fact, I told you a few weeks ago that I think when I first started liking people, to date them,
liking people,
just
to
liking
date
them.
Okay,
because they're, to me, well. Anyway, I like to. Anyway, it a lot of it was based on if they told me they liked me, and if they told me they liked me, then I would consider who they are. So they were all different types of people.
How old were you then?
Maybe, I don't know,
12.
Yeah, junior high.
Well, see, that doesn't count.
But that's how I've always been. I've always looked at, if not like I've never liked the little notes of, do you like me? Yes, no, maybe. I've never liked that. But
I'm gonna send you a note.
I won't answer it. But
yes, you
no,
will.
I won't.
You will answer.
No,
it.
I won't either. But I don't know. I guess at a young age, if you want to talk about when I was 12, I really looked at the person to see who they were. And determine from there whether I liked them or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all different types of people. No one could put a type on me.
Hmm. Okay.
You have a type?
Uh,
Had a type? I
I
should
like
I should amend my statement. You had a type,
tall,
which I'm not.
short,
Oh, see.
light,
Yep.
dark,
Yep. So
thin,
you didn't have a
healthy.
So what was your
Uh,
criteria?
well, uh, when I was really young, as long as they were pretty,
But what's pretty to you?
that's it. Whatever I thought was pretty. So, who knows what that is? But as I got older, I learned that every person that I would meet, and whether I was thinking about dating them or not, I always tried to find something about that person that I admired physically. And it could be that they sang. They could be a singer. Kind of gone. If
But
she's a
you've
singer,
always told
I'm
me
always.
you've always told me you just like smart women.
I do. I like that too.
So that's not physical.
But I said as I got older, I changed my criteria
Oh, okay.
to
Okay.
to finding something that I liked about that person. It could be something physical. It could be something that they do. It could be that they have nice ears. Who knows? Who knows?
And
Oh, they
not
have
big feet.
not big feet. Sorry. So now see that gets into a person has to have, they have the right to have, what they like, and me, if a woman is 6 foot or over, and she wears a size 13, fine, it's good. But if a
Because it's
woman
proportionate.
Yes, but if a woman is your height, Jill, and you wear a size 13,
I don't wear a
no,
size 13.
I couldn't, I
I
wouldn't.
wear a 4.5 or 5.
Yes, I know this, but I wouldn't be able to get past it. If I were to put my foot down next to theirs and their foot was like twice the size as mine, I, I have a hard time getting around that. I'm sorry. It's very superficial. I'm not perfect.
Where
I
does that stem from?
understand. I have no idea. I have
Like,
no
did someone put
serious.
their foot next to yours and you're like, like
Yeah, I
like it's
did do
gonna
that. I
attack
did
you?
do that once.
I was just joking.
I did. I did.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I did do that once, and my sister yelled at me when I told her that story. She said, "That's mean. That is so mean and superficial." And it is. It is superficial, and it is. But I can't. That's the one thing I can't. I can't help it. I can't help it. So yes, you have nice feet.
Thank you.
They're proportionate to your body.
I do have little feet.
But if it was a size 13, seriously, we wouldn't be married. Remember the movie with Eddie Murphy in it, and it had Halle Berry and
Boomerang?
Boomerang. Yes. So if anyone has seen Boomerang, remember he went out with this beautiful woman.
Oh yes, and he's
And-
like sliding down the bed because of her feet.
They had already slept together, okay? And he saw her feet, and that was it for him. He was done. He was done sliding out the bed to get away from the jacked up feet. Now, yes, is that superficial? Yes, it is. It's very superficial, but some things, it's just the way it is. Just I can't hang with.
Really, Charlie says Dr. Scholl's in me.
You just can't do
Well,
it.
I'm glad that my weight isn't one of those things
No,
for you
no,
because,
I'm still
since
good.
well, I was still small when we met and active, I was pretty athletic, but um yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that that
none of us are perfect. But again, but if you're in like a committed relationship, you've been together for years and years, and I'm not well. I know people, not like close friends, but I know people that when their partner became overweight, they left. And I'm talking about marriages. They left. They went and got somebody else and left. And most of the time they got somebody else before they left.
Mhm.
So they were cheating on their partner, and then when they found, the one that was suitable for them, they left. And then if that person got overweight, they'd leave that one too. So yes, that is very superficial.
Well, I've heard people say, like the couple that I described at the very beginning of this episode, um, her partner, because her friends, we were like her army.
Okay.
And so he made the mistake of coming home one day when we were all there. So it got to be really tense.
Mhm.
And so, he's like, "Look, I I can't help what I'm attracted to. I'm not attracted," and he actually said, "to that," as though she were a thing, you know?
Mm.
Um, and, we all said the same thing. It's like, he might, you know, gain weight one day. And
Mhm.
then, would that change who he is? Maybe. Because sometimes when people
Mhm.
gain weight or lose weight, it changes who they are,
Mhm.
sometimes.
Okay.
But he just, I don't know. Anyway, he did end up leaving her.
Mhm.
Um, but by the time he did, it was a mutual thing. She didn't want him around
Right.
because, she was feeling better about herself. And she was getting a lot of attention from
Yeah.
other people. And so I think it was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years later, they happened to run into each other because they still had
Yeah,
similar
I
friends.
bet he tried to hook up with her
He
too.
sure did. He sure did. But it was almost like he wasn't thinking about it until he saw everybody else's reaction to her.
Mhm.
And so he was also the kind of person that if every man wants who he's with, then he wants to be with that person,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, "Look what I got." But again,
Yeah.
it's almost like she was his
No.
possession.
Yeah. But now on the other hand, so let's say the person does like someone that's heavier. Okay. Maybe that's what they like. They have a right to like someone that's heavier. I mean, it's not a right or wrong, I don't think, if that's what they like. Now that person that likes that and they say that from the beginning, if they're honest and say, well, I like people that are bigger. And they tell the person that they're, going to date or whatever. So there's disclosure ahead of time. That's okay to me. But what if that person, the one that's heavier, then after in the relationship decide they don't want to be heavier anymore? Does that other person have the right to say, "Hey, I told you I prefer someone that's heavier and now you're not." So does that person have to say the relationship's over? Do they have the right to do that when they gave full disclosure from the beginning?
I really think it depends on the why of, like if someone is losing weight because they need to for their own health, and well-being, I don't understand why someone wouldn't support that.
Well, okay. Let me change
And by
this.
the
Let
way,
me
Charlie says what we're talking about reminds him of a Tyler Perry movie.
Yes. Yes, it does. But let's switch it up. Let's
Okay.
switch it from weight to smoking, to someone that does not like anyone that smokes. They
Okay.
can't they make this clear before they start a relationship. Do you smoke? Because I can't be with someone that smokes, right? And the
Okay.
person says, I don't smoke. Person might say, I never have smoked. Okay. But then during the relationship, they start smoking. So does that person have the other person said, I don't want to be with anyone that smokes? Do they have the right to just dump them?
Well, I mean, you always have a right to leave somebody, but again, what's the why?
They're smoking.
Are they
That's
smoking
it.
because the other person's stressing them out and that's
Who
what they turn
knows?
to? Like
Who
why
knows?
are they suddenly
Doesn't
smoking?
matter.
You
Does
know,
the person that doesn't want to
I
be
mean,
with a
or is
smoker?
it is the person that doesn't want to be with a smoker, are they allergic to smoke? That's a whole different
Well,
scenario,
being
you know?
locked in a house with a person that smokes, and you're a person that doesn't smoke, it really will affect you. Okay,
Sure. Like
so
my grandmother smoked as long as I knew her, and I was around secondhand smoke constantly,
mhm,
and um, it may I don't know, maybe it affected me, maybe it affected, because sometimes I have lung issues, right? So
mhm,
maybe the secondhand smoke did affect me, but for sure, my cousins had allergies to it. So their
right,
mother would ask my grandmother to not smoke around them. And
yes,
you met my grandmother. She was very, very sassy. And so at first she's like, I can do whatever I want. I'm grown. They're the children.
mhm,
But she honored it, like she really
mhm.
tried not to. So, but I was never gonna like not spend time with my grandmother, you
Yeah,
know?
but we're talking about a partner type
I know,
relationship.
but in the case
So
of my cousins, they truly were allergic to it. So I
yeah.
would understand if, well, maybe they were because now as adults, one of them does smoke. Hmm. I have to reconsider that statement.
So, but no, but seriously, the person, in my opinion, the person that says I don't want to be in a relationship with a smoker has every right, and they make that quite clear before they get into a
Okay.
relationship with this person, and we don't even have to look at why the person started smoking in the relationship. We don't even have to look at that. The
But I'm
deal
saying
was
if they're
the
smoking because they're stressed out because of the other person, then that's a whole other
well, no,
situation.
that means they don't need to be together anyway.
Right?
So that's fine. So that's fine. But what if the person that starts smoking in the beginning of the relationship, they say, "Oh, I never have smoked." So they didn't the close, but they did smoke. They used to be a
Well,
smoker and they
lying
quit.
lying is an issue. Well, if they quit, then there's always a
They
chance they
used to
may go
smoke, then
back.
yeah, they
Yeah.
they may go back. So yes, but if the one person made it quite clear, that's that's my line. That's the deal breaker. Smoking is the deal breaker. And if that person leaves when the other person starts smoking, okay. I mean, it was
Well,
disclosed.
again, our topic tonight is really about weight loss and weight gain and how people respond to it. And I think smoking and weight either going up or down are two different things because there are many reasons why someone may gain weight or someone may lose weight. Like you described, when you
That's right.
first were diagnosed with diabetes, you suddenly lost a lot of weight.
That's right.
And there are many reasons why people gain the weight
That
too.
is true. Could be a
that are also,
thyroid.
I was going to
Could
say,
be a
that are also
thyroid issue.
medical.
Yes.
So I don't really. Do you know couples who have sat down, had conversations like, if you ever gain weight, I will leave you? Have you
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So then they're by themselves.
No.
They just keep leaving people if they gain weight?
Yes.
Wow. I see. I've never met anyone who's actually like sat and said, if you ever gain weight, I will leave you.
Yeah. People do that.
Or lose weight if you're bigger
People do
to
that.
begin with.
People do that. Like you said at the beginning of the show, that's not us.
No, it's not.
But people
Thank
do
goodness.
that. But people do that.
I mean, I was sick for 6 years. So I didn't. That's when I stopped working out. Period.
Yeah.
So
well,
gained,
here is the thing, and I think I've said this on the show once before, and it has to do with you being sick for 6 years, and I had several different people. I had told them, the story of how you were sick for 6 years, couldn't work, or anything. And
I barely move.
And now I didn't even say anything about weight. Okay. Nothing about weight. I just said, yes, things been hard. My wife hasn't been able to work for 6 years. And the number one response was, and you're still with her? Can you believe that? So these people would say they could not stay with a person that for health reasons was sick for 6 years, that they would have left.
I'd like to say I don't know people like that, but as you know, I interviewed a politician who left his wife when she got cancer.
Yes.
So
people do that.
People do that.
They don't understand for better, for worse.
No. In sickness and in health.
That's right. No, they said they'd be out. They would never do that. They would never stay.
That's horrible. Charlie wants to know if in-laws or family are a deal breaker. And in our case, I love Tony's family. So in our case, his family was not a deal breaker. But I have met people that their family would have been a deal breaker for me. Well, especially if they were, if they're family oriented and that family was always around. Nope.
Yeah, here it is. Some people, Charlie, will say, "Oh, well, you're not marrying their family."
You kind of are. I mean, you're not married to them, but you are. But they come with that person.
Yes, they do come with that person, and so before you make a commitment to that person,
make sure you meet the family.
Meet the family, and decide whether Natalie used to say it, all the time. Marry somebody forever. Forever's a long time. So forever goes, you also have your in-laws forever. And if you have potential in-laws that just are going to do nothing but cause problems in your relationship all the time, then you really need to consider, well, do I get into a committed relationship with this person or not?
I also think it depends on how that person responds to that. Like when that person surely sees all that's going on, and if they're not gonna put a stop to it, or their response is key.
It's also key. Yes, yes. So it's not a one size fits all type of thing, and I never speak in absolutes. But yeah, in-laws that are horrible for whatever reason, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's the things they went through, family trauma, let's say. Maybe that's the issue. Um, but can it be worked out? Can you get past it? If you have in-laws that are always attacking the person you're with, and but they won't let you do anything about it. They'll tell you, "Oh no, stay out of it. Stay out of it." So, are you going to stand by and watch your partner be abused by their family or not? And that can cause a problem. So, but the best advice is figure that out before you get into the committed relationship. But if you're already in it, you need to figure out how to work it out. Something. I don't know, something. Those are complicated situations.
It is complicated.
It's not one size fits all. So.
No.
Well, But yeah, but no, I do think it's very superficial to leave someone because they've gained weight. That's ridiculous because they can also lose weight.
Yep.
But I can tell you, I don't want anybody to get angry with me.
Uh-oh. If you have to start a sentence that way.
Please, no one, because I don't want to hurt anybody. I love everyone. I do. I truly do. But if you're in a relationship with someone that has some type of severe mental illness that they can get help for, so a mental illness that can be treated, but if that person refuses to get treated, then what do? Then what responsibility do you have? Are you supposed to stay even though they won't get help, even though they know they need help, but they refuse to get the help? And living with someone with mental illness, and we're not even talking about what kind it is, just can be difficult. And if the person doesn't want to help themselves, what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do?
Well, I say, yes, you try to get them some help.
Charlie says leave.
Yes, you try to get them some help, and you try and you try and you try. But if they won't get help, you may have to leave. You may have to. Even though you love that person, you may have to leave because living with a person with mental illness that won't get any help, that refuses to get help, can make the person that doesn't have the mental illness develop a mental illness because of all the stress they're under, which trying to live with someone that with a mental illness that won't get treated. So I hope no one got mad at me, but I want everybody that has a mental illness to try to get some help, and life can be better. So that's how I feel about that. Get some help. Nothing to say, Jill?
Well, I mean, I asked you to get help. Remember?
Yes, because I had a mental illness. And Jill said, well, no, she said, you have to get some help. You have to get some help. And I got some help. So I did. But if I refused to get some help and I was just making Jill miserable, I wouldn't blame her if she left me, if I'm just making her miserable all the time and saying all kinds of stuff that's hurtful. Yeah, I wouldn't blame her at all. So, because I would need to get some help. Is that all you have to say about that?
That's all I have to say.
You don't want to make anybody mad.
Well,
That's it.
I think I think that's a whole different situation
It is a different
and something
situation.
that, case by case.
Yes,
And
it is case by case. But sometimes and people really need to think about this because you may be living with a person that's a mental illness that may not only harm themselves, they may be harming you physically because of this mental illness. And should you stay? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, love is strong, but if love is going to get you killed, you need to protect yourself. And then it's time to leave. So, again, that's how I feel about that. Hope I didn't
I
offend
had a
anyone.
doctor to tell me I should leave my first husband because I was clinically severely depressed.
Yeah.
And she figured out, you know, if I she's like, "How much does he weigh?" And I told her, "Well, that's how much weight you need to lose."
And you
And I
did.
did. And I felt great afterwards.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you ended that.
Me too. Cause
So I could scoop you up.
me too.
Scoop you up. Scoop you up. That's what I did.
Well, does anyone in our audience want to say anything? Come to the stage.
That audience is really quiet tonight.
They've been writing stuff.
Quiet.
Charlie says that's why I said leave.
It's true. And I'm willing to guess that really Charlie has seen in his former career many times where someone should have left because of their partner had mental illness, and they didn't. It just made things worse. Turns out bad. And I don't want that. I want people to be happy.
I want people to be happy too, but
Yeah.
sometimes people are just bad. It's not a mental illness at all. They're just bad.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's a mental illness.
Sometimes.
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 Ah.
I'm just saying.
So, back to weight. Back to weight. Look, before I see now,
Tony better gift that doctor something for scooping up Jill. That's hilarious.
Hey, now Jill. Now since we've been together, I've been up in weight, I've been down in weight.
Same.
But what if
And I'm still going down.
But what if, and not because of a medical reason, what if I just all of a sudden just wanted to eat everything? I just wanted to eat everything.
Well, since that's not you at all, I would definitely think something's wrong medically.
No, maybe, being a diabetic.
I mean, because you're very picky.
I've been a diabetic for 24 years now. Okay. 24 years. And there's many things I cannot eat because it'll make me sick.
Right.
Okay. It's bad for my health. Many, 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 many things that I cannot eat. But what if one day I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of not being able to eat anything, watching everything I got to eat, I eat, watching everything. I just want to eat something sweet. I just want to eat this. I just don't want to worry about it anymore. And I just start eating everything.
I'd probably run and take it away from you because I
You
care.
can't be with me everywhere I go.
Sure, I can.
No, you cannot.
Well, whether I'm there physically or not, I'm still in your head.
It doesn't matter. It's like a person being on drugs. They get on drugs, they're going to get it. So it would
I
be the same
understand.
with food. I
But you're not
decide,
that person.
this is a hypothetical.
Well, why?
If you let me finish, I'll get to the point. So
You
all of a
just asked me
sudden,
what I would do.
I
answered.
didn't finish.
Okay.
I didn't finish. So all of a sudden I just start eating everything. I'm eating everything and I'm gaining weight and I'm gaining weight fast. But then I get up to where I'm like 300 pounds. Okay. I'm 300
So I have.
pounds now.
So this has been going on for a while then.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Let's
I don't like this hypothetical.
Yeah, so what I'm 300 pounds. It's not because of a thyroid issue. It's because I just started to eat everything I couldn't eat before. And I'm still not supposed to eat it. So is that a good reason to leave me? Because
No, I would definitely be trying to get you help because that's not you at all.
Yeah, but I'm
And
but
I would
I'm
wonder
saying,
what triggered
no,
all of this. So
I just want to eat some stuff. I
no.
want to eat some good
There's-
stuff. I want to eat some cupcakes. I want to eat some cake. I
You
want to
know,
eat some.
The thing about weight
I want to eat
gain-
some ice cream.
the
I
thing
want
of-
to.
Why are you mentioning all these foods? The thing about weight gain.
You see, I can't eat all of that stuff.
No,
I haven't
you can't.
eaten it.
But the thing about weight gain is that it doesn't happen overnight, number one. And number two, there's usually a deeply rooted reason as to why it started in the first place.
Because I'm tired of not eating that stuff.
That's not a good, that's,
It is a good reason.
I don't like that hypothetical. We should just end the show.
We can't end the show on that note.
I know. Say something better.
I'm going to go get some cupcakes right after the show.
Why are you doing that?
Well, Jill, you know I'm not going to do that.
I know, but why are you bringing
So-
up foods I can't eat either?
We both can't eat them. So what's
I know, but now you've got ice cream in my head and all the other stuff you said. I don't like cupcakes, so that one didn't bother me. But
Yeah, but no, I love cake.
anyway, let's end the show.
We're not ending the show because
Yes,
I
we
talked
are.
about cupcakes and
Yes,
ice cream.
we are. We are ending the show.
No, we can't end the show like that. So let's go back to weight. Let's get back to weight. So have we decided whether it is okay? And it doesn't matter whether the person leaves a person because they weigh less or they weigh more. And is it
I think the audience should vote.
the audience should vote?
Yeah. We've
So-
been saying the same thing this whole hour.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No, I did say that if a person says, "Hey, this is what I like," from the beginning of the relationship, and if you change, I'm out. And we didn't decide whether that was okay for a person to do or not because
Well,
it was full
everyone-
disclosure.
Well, what I said at the time was everyone has a right to end a relationship, whether the reasons are good or not. But to me, that's maybe that person needs help.
Perhaps, but perhaps. I mean, but if they hit it, that they would leave if the person gained or lost weight. That's one thing. But if they said it from the beginning, like
Charlie
Again.
says weight isn't a problem either way for him.
that is good. That is good.
Same
We're
here.
glad to hear that.
But really, we need to end the show.
You're sad.
I'm not sad.
You sound sad. Everyone,
I am
does Jill
tired. I'm
Does Jill
tired.
sound sad?
I'm
Give
ready
us
to
a
go to
thumbs up
sleep.
if Jill sounds sad. Or
I
no,
sound
give us a
tired.
there's a thumbs up already. See, there you go.
I'm tired.
There you go again. Oh, Jill.
But really,
Jill,
it's almost
Jill.
time to
Jill,
shut it down
Jill,
anyway.
Jill. I just don't know.
You said the show was going to be 30 minutes. We're over.
And by the way, everyone, now this show was Jill's idea. And now she wants to end the show. Just end the show.
I do.
All right, everyone. We are going to end the show. And we love you all. At least I do. Jill, do you love the audience?
I love the audience. Yes, I do. And just to let everybody know, this weekend we're coming live from New Orleans.
Yes.
Tony's Poetic People Fighting Racism is at 9 o'clock on Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern Saturday.
Yes.
We'll be live from there at the time.
And most of the day when we do pop-ups, I'm not going to be doing any poetry during the day, but the people that we talk to may sing, they may play an instrument. Who knows what they may do? I don't know. It's supposed to rain, so we'll probably get wet, but we'll work it out. If we need to find a structure to stand under, New Orleans doesn't shut down even during the rain, even during hurricanes. So I'm sure we're going to make this work. We're troopers. We'll get some ponchos. Yeah, you need a poncho. All right, everyone. We love you all. Remember to check out Dave and Sam's show after this. How was your day? Yes, and I hope everyone's day was wonderful today. So, and again, we love you all.
We love you.
Hope to see you all on Saturday. We'll probably start pop-ups at maybe, 1, 2 o'clock Eastern time. So, till next time, till Saturday, and party with us in New Orleans. It's gonna be pretty cool, rain or shine. All right. Well, Jill, hey, if everybody remembers last week, we couldn't get out of the show.
Yeah, so if you stayed last week, you heard the after party.
Yes. And if you didn't stay for the after party, go back and listen to it. So we're turning off video, and now we're going to try to end the show. And it's not ending.
I will end it.
It's not ending. There's nothing's happening. Now the music is going to stop, but the show is not over because we can't get out of it. Oh, I might be able to end it now. Let's see. End show. See, I don't know what it is with Fireside. I tried to end it, and then the show came back, and we're back again. And
I think because we're both hitting it.
I couldn't even get to end show. So see, it's end show right now. I hit the button and the show just comes back. It just keeps coming back. The show is not